How would you feel if you got to know that the person that you want is wildly attracted to you? What kind of thoughts and feelings would come into your mind when this is your reality? Well, making someone attracted towards you is not about taking some weird actions so they can notice you. It is also not about being available for them 24/7. It is not about taking any outer action. It is just about doing the inner work. By inner work, I mean changing your internal state. Your internal state manifests your external circumstances, yet people tend to forget this golden principle. They look externally, they try to fix the external reality. But nothing has to be fixed externally. All the changes that have to take place are internal. Understanding this makes you realize that you have unlocked a superpower that can help you turn your desires into your reality. But right now, you might be wondering what an internal state is and how we can change it. Well, internal state refers to your feelings, thoughts, and beliefs that are dominantly present within you. It is like you are binging on these beliefs and feelings throughout your day. Whatever you feel and think on a consistent basis determines your internal state. There are people among you who just lay on their bed the whole day, scrolling social media, constantly comparing their lives to another, thinking about all the negative scenarios that can happen in their life. They are thinking about all the things that haven't worked in their past. They are feeling sad, anxious, and broken. Maybe you are one of them, or you were one of them at some point in time. Constantly feeling and thinking about all of this shapes your internal state. Don't look at it through the eyes of good or bad. Just view it as a state. Just look at it like it is a state of consciousness that you have stepped into. Don't beat yourself up because this state of consciousness can be changed. It will take some effort and dedication, but you will definitely step out of this state of consciousness. But do you know why this internal state of being sad is unfavorable for you? Well, it is because this internal state of being sad is manifesting more circumstances where you feel sad. You get into situations where you feel sad. Now, in order to change them, you have to go within and change your state of being. You have to change what you are entertaining within yourself. Are you entertaining the thoughts of sadness? Are you entertaining the feeling of being left alone? Are you entertaining the feeling of not being good enough? Whatever you are entertaining, you have to stop that and replace it with something favorable. You can do this by imagining favorable circumstances. You can do this by viewing yourself as a different person. You can do this by breaking the pattern of thinking in a certain manner. You can do this by identifying yourself with different beliefs and different states of consciousness. You can achieve this by reminding yourself that you are now different from what you were before. It is not about making the big changes all of a sudden. Even if you take those baby steps, even if you change your state of consciousness little by little, then you are also making progress. You can take baby steps towards success. There is no harm in that. Now, I know some of you will wonder. You will say, you get it, and you have to change the internal state. But how will this make the other person attracted towards you? How will they change their behavior towards you? This is a very common question that comes to the mind of everyone. This even came to my mind when I came across manifestation. It felt like by changing my internal state, it would change my feelings and my thoughts. But how would it impact another? What difference would it make in the life of that other person? Well, regarding this, I have some answers for you. I want to ask, have you heard about we are all one and we are all connected? You probably have heard about it. You probably have come across this, but have you ever thought about it deeply? Everyone around you looks different. They have different facial features, different body types, and different belief systems. In short, everyone appears to be different. But then how are we all one? How are we all connected? Well, at a deep level, at the level of energy, at the level of consciousness, we are one. It is because consciousness is one and only reality, and that is why we are one. In easier terms, you can look at it in the manner that we are all wearing different garments, we are wearing different clothes, but we are sharing the same consciousness that we call God. If this makes sense to you, then come forward with me. Otherwise, replay the previous part and think about it for a while. Now, when we are all one and we are all connected, if we change our internal state, then it impacts another because we all share one consciousness. We are that consciousness. If this makes some sense to you, then I want to tell you that I think we all are connected with something that is invisible to us. We cannot see it with our physical eyes, but it exists. Just imagine an invisible wire that is connecting everyone and everything around us. This invisible wire is transmitting the thoughts and feelings to another. Even Neville Goddard, in his book, says, your consciousness is the light reflected on the mirror of your mind and projected in space to the one of whom you think. So, whatever mental conversations that you entertain about another in your mind are getting transmitted to them. It is reaching towards them. Neville further clarifies that by mentally speaking to the subjective image in your mind, you cause the mirror of your mind to vibrate. Your vibrating mind modifies the light of consciousness reflected on it. The modified light of consciousness reaches the one toward whom it is directed and impinges on the mirror of his mind. It causes his mind to vibrate according to the modification it undergoes. Thus, it reproduces in him what was mentally affirmed by you. Do you believe this? Tell me about it in the comments section, even if you are hearing it for the first time. Then also tell me about it. Now, this one phenomenon of transmitting our thoughts to another can do wonders for you if you are manifesting your specific person. It is because everyone can be transformed. Every thought can be transmitted. Every thought can be visibly embodied. To change a man, you must change your conception of him. You must first believe him to be the man you want him to be and mentally talk to him as though he were. All men are sufficiently sensitive to reproduce your beliefs of them. Therefore, if your word is not reproduced visibly in him toward whom it is sent, the cause is to be found in you, not in the subject. As soon as you believe in the truth of the state affirmed, results follow. You can do it. You can change their behavior towards you. You can change their perceptions towards you. You can do it. All that is required of you is to change your internal state. As I already told you, your internal state consists of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This means that your internal state is not limited to only what beliefs you hold about yourself. You hold beliefs about others as well. You hold certain conceptions about others as well. But many of the people will never tell you that the beliefs about the other are formed in relation to beliefs about ourselves. People will tell you to affirm about your specific person. They will give you thousands of affirmations about your specific person. But, in my opinion, if we change our beliefs about ourselves, then changing the beliefs about another person will be way easier than we think. I am saying this because if we think that we are not good enough, if our core beliefs say that we are not that attractive, if our beliefs say that we cannot be loved, then you can tell yourself 100 stories about that person. But still you won't feel that much comfort within you because your beliefs about yourself will reject these ideas. In my opinion, the reason why you formed assumptions about your specific person in the first place about them not loving you, ghosting you, and finding you unattractive was because you believed these things about you. You believed you couldn't be loved. You believed that you were unattractive and uninteresting. All these led you to form assumptions about your person, and you formed some fixed ideas that are transmitted to that person. If you had different beliefs about yourself, then you were unable to form those certain assumptions about your specific person. Like, if you had this belief that you are extremely attractive, then you would rarely form the assumption that the other person finds you unattractive. You would have formed the assumption that this other person is wildly attracted to you and you are irresistible to them. Now if I ask you to repeat this affirmation, your SP finds you wildly attractive, and they can't resist you. Then for some of you, it won't feel that natural. It won't give you that feeling because, in the first place, you don't view yourself as attractive. That is why the first change that you have to bring is a change in your belief about yourself. Only when you change the belief about yourself, changing the beliefs about another would be an effortless and easy task. Also, by doing it, you will get lasting results. So, can you now understand how changing your internal state can make them wildly attracted towards you? Can you now notice how it has everything to do with you and not with them? It has everything to do with your beliefs. After all, it is a game of beliefs. As soon as you change your beliefs about yourself, as soon as you change your internal state, the external reality starts responding to this internal state of yours. It starts manifesting your changed state in your reality. To make them wildly attracted towards you, just start changing your assumptions about yourself. Start viewing yourself as someone who is already wildly attractive. Start viewing yourself as the person that is high in demand. Start doing it for just 10 minutes. Devote these 10 minutes to contemplating the thought that you are wildly attractive, and imagine others changing their behavior towards you. Notice a change in their behavior. Notice how different their responses are. Always remember that you cannot change another if you can't change yourself. Change yourself by changing your beliefs about yourself. Bring these changes, and you can have anything that you want. If you are serious about bringing about these changes, if you are serious about manifesting them, then I have specifically designed a video that shows you the exact steps that you have to follow to make it happen. You can watch it by clicking on the first video on the top right corner that now appears on the screen.